So I watched both of Doc's videos. Game Pass Core is trash, and it's some of the funniest shit you could ever watch. But like, I see. I kind of understand what he means to be saying. He's not coming across like the finish line properly. I guess that's what we could say because he says Game Pass Core is trash, and he says 80% of the arguments is because they didn't change anything. So he was saying Xbox Live Gold is trash. So since Game Pass Core is Xbox Live Gold, they're both trash. And I'm like, I mean, I see what you mean, but Xbox Live Gold was becoming more trash over time because they did all the great shit with Xbox Live Gold when nobody was on Xbox. So when Xbox Live Gold came this far, remember it's been running for fucking 15 years. Xbox Live been a thing for 20 plus. Them fizzling it out now, like that was the right thing to do. Them calling the Game Pass Core is bad. And he shows like the little graphic, the weird ass thing that the cell phone companies do that make you think like, oh, I want that plan because it has more check marks. That fucking thing. And that's where he's getting his all misconceptions from. Because yeah, Xbox Live Gold is Game Pass Core. They took away games with gold and they put the catalog. That's fine. It looks better. It looks so much better. And this is where he's getting all mind boggled. When he saw the check marks on the fucking graphic, I should go back in his video where he showed the check marks with all the graphics. Go back. When he showed the check marks, this is where he get his misconceptions from because he saw more check marks in the categories that wasn't console Game Pass. And he's like, why do they have more check marks than console Game Pass do? And uh they never had that many check marks to begin with. Like because I was at since I was at the forefront of Game Pass, I've been here a long time. $10 Game Pass was the beginner tier. He said like, "Oh, this tier thing feels weird," and because this somebody created this graphic, this is not the original. The original graphic doesn't look like this. Somebody created this graphic, and to show like what every tier gets, Game Pass Core looks so good against Game Pass Console that he thinks that like Microsoft fucked up somewhere, and it's not the case. Even though it looks like that, because Game Pass Core is Xbox Live Gold. I hate that they named it Game Pass Core because it's so fucking weird now, and that's why he has this misconception. Game Pass Core still does the same things Xbox Live Gold does. It just doesn't give games with gold no more, which loses a feature for Game Pass Ultimate. But Game Pass Ultimate has every feature Xbox offers anyway, so you really don't see that we lose a feature with Game Pass Ultimate. Me and him both got Game Pass Ultimate. The reason why we have Game Pass Ultimate is because it came with online and Game Pass at the same time. $5 for online because it's $60 a year. I hate that Game Pass Core is $10 a year. I mean $10 a month because it's still $60 a year unless you subscribe to it like Game Pass. That's fucking weird because you can still buy $60 a year for online on Xbox. I hate that the pricing is like that on this graphic because it's still $60 a year. They didn't change the price. They did change the monthly price though, because it's always been $10 a month for some weird reason. It's so strange, bro. But they can't just charge 5. I kind of understand the business thing on this. So you subscribe for a year. That's why we got Game Pass Ultimate, because we knew we wanted Game Xbox Live anyway, but we wanted Game Pass. They combined the two. They made Game Pass Ultimate, but then they kept adding features to Game Pass Ultimate. The thing they didn't do is add any features to Game Pass Console by itself. Why? Because Game Pass Console is for the people that don't want Game Pass all the time. That has always been the case. Game Pass Console is for the people that don't want Game Pass all the time. And he compares it to Game Pass PC and talk about Game Pass PC doesn't have online. So you don't have to pay for it. Of course you don't. You're on PC. You don't play on Game Pass either on PC. 90% of people are on Steam, Doc. 90% of people are on Steam. So they made Game Pass PC right before, remember, the PC market was a strange place before Xbox started putting effort into that shit. Everybody was on Steam. Everybody else made their own launcher. Ubisoft has a launcher. Activision has a launcher. EA has a launcher. Fucking Epic has a launcher. Everybody has a fucking launcher. Everybody didn't want to be on Steam because they didn't want to pay Steam. That's fine. When Game Pass came out and it was doing well, then when they partnered with EA on console, they partnered with EA on PC because EA was kind of shutting down their launcher. Their launcher is less used now because they made their subscription thing, but they put their games back on Steam. EA did. They also put their games on Game Pass because that's a launcher they can benefit from. And yeah, the launcher thing is still weird as fuck on the EA Play PC thing. It's still fucking buggy as hell. I don't like it, but that's why EA Play is on there. Because EA got more people to get into their thing with Game Pass. Just like they went back to Steam. Now, back to Game Pass console. Between core and console, core looks a lot better than console does. Why? Because for core is the people that don't want Game Pass. This is the part where Doc is just forgetting that part. Game Pass console was for the people that didn't want Game Pass all the time. It's not the one that you subscribe month to month to. We just run Game Pass Ultimate because we don't want to think about it. We always have Game Pass, we always have online, and those things will never change. For the others, the other 65, 70% of Xbox, they only paid for Xbox Live Gold anyway. Sometimes they subscribe to Game Pass for $10. Sometimes. That's why that is still there. Because the value will still be the same as Game Pass Ultimate. You wouldn't be paying more or less. But if you're paying for both of those simultaneously, it's no reason for you to not have Game Pass Ultimate. Because you get more features for it. Doc was missing that part. When you don't pay for both of those things separately, because they created Game Pass Ultimate, so you don't do that. So you buy core because you don't want Game Pass. And when you do want to jump into Game Pass, you might pay $10 for 1 month. Play the games you want to play and then leave out of there. That's what that's for, bro. Just like PC Game Pass. You don't subscribe to PC Game Pass forever. Everybody's playing on Steam. Everybody's buying their games there. But you might see an Xbox game drop. Do you want to buy it for $70 on Steam? Or do you want to just pay $10 real quick? Go on to Game Pass, play it. It's only $10 versus $70. You're saving $60 if you don't like the fucking game. That is what those tiers are for. Doc forgot that part when he saw this fucking checkmark graphic. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing right now? What are you doing? And then he says Game Pass console doesn't come with online. It never did. He mentions that though. It never did. It definitely should have. But I'm like, when they were separate and it didn't, nothing changed. He knows that nothing changed. But when he sees this graphic, he notices that there's a discrepancy in check marks. And I don't even know what to call it, bro. It's a delusion because these check marks don't mean anything to anybody. It just makes you think Game Pass Ultimate is the better deal, which it is, because it gets all the fucking check marks. Phone companies do this all the time. So he says console doesn't come with Xbox Live because it never did. That's why Game Pass Ultimate was created. He forgets that part. That's the part he keeps forgetting when he mentioned these two things simultaneously. Then he says if you buy both of them, that's $20. Then why won't you take the $3 deal and buy Game Pass Ultimate, Doc? Think about it. He didn't think about it. He saw this fucking graphic and he went wild. And I'm like, Doc, you're missing the point. He completely botched and missed the point. And you also know that if you only play free-to-play games on Xbox, you don't buy Game Pass Core. You don't buy Xbox Live Gold. Because those free-to-play games are free-to-play. If you don't have Xbox Live and you want to play Fortnite, if you want to play fucking Warzone, if you want to play Destiny 2, you don't have to buy Xbox Live for those things. You still got to buy internet access, of course, because those are online games, but that's your internet provider. You don't have to buy online on Xbox because those games are free to play even on Xbox. You don't have to buy Xbox Live. You leave that part out too. So if you only play free to play games and sometimes you get in Game Pass and play some of those games, then you're only paying $10 anyway. Or you buy Core You get a mini Game Pass because you really don't fuck with Game Pass anyway. You pay $60 a year, and you're just getting a better deal. You're just getting a better deal. But I don't know what happened. Doc saw this fucking graphic and just broke down. But I don't know. It was a strange thing to watch. He made 2 videos on it, and he did a live stream. I'm not a member of his channel. I did subscribe to him. That's why I saw his videos. But like, I ain't become a channel member or nothing. So like, I didn't see the live stream on like the talks that he had back and forth with his chat. Like, I'm listening to this video like, what is going on here, bro? There's nothing. And then he said people were comparing it to like what Sony did, and I'm like, did you see the price and what Sony priced their things at? That's why Sony did it like that. Microsoft, on the other hand, they're treating this like a tier list like Sony's is, and it's not. It's not. There's only 2 tiers of Game Pass: console and Ultimate. The other ones are things around it. Game Pass PC is not a tier. You get that if you're on PC, you want to try Xbox games. Game Pass console is base Game Pass because you already have Xbox Live. Everybody already has Xbox Live. And if you want both of those things all the time, you get Ultimate. And then you forget about Core. You forget about console. Once he threw that knowledge out of the window, everything just broke down for him. And I'm like, what is going on, Doc? Hey, you gonna have to hit me up in this comment section, but I'm in this right here. So thank you all for watching, like, subscribe if you're new. That graphic really just altered a lot of people's perceptions of Game Pass. It's good, bro. It's logical. It makes sense. Didn't even talk about the price of the two. I have to end it right here, bro. But I'll see y'all in the next video.